I was just parked in my car. Like, I wasn't on the road, I wasn't on the road driving, I wasn't like near the road even. And then it was like almost like stripped away from me and taken away.
The man sitting in front of us today, sipping a warm cortado at Sozo's Coffee in Ionia, is Connor Harold.
You take a lot of things for granted. And then when you get in like an accident and like you then realize that like, wow, I almost just died. Like, that's like definitely something that's kind of like weighs on you.
Connor is a barista at Sozo's, and in August of 2020, he almost died when a car hit his. It is a miracle that he is here having coffee.
I'm actually just glad I can walk.
A miracle that this woman and Connor's past customer, Polly Misner, has prayed for.
Like, I'm in awe at your healing process. Would you have 11 broken bones, something like that?
So I have 11 fractures, not including my tailbone. I had 1 nearly fatal organ, 2 lacerations to my kidneys, then I had lacerations to my liver. I had a concussion. I had bruising in my lungs. There's still other things that I was diagnosed with that I haven't even tried to look up the terms for what that actually meant.
Polly wasn't alone in praying for Connor's healing. In September, Fox 17 ran her story of calling on others to pray for Connor, calling on others to write cards. Cards for Connor.
If people would just send him cards that just have kind words, he would heal.
Fast forward 1 month, and people did send cards.
Oh, look, you got more cards today.
More cards? Thank you.
A lot of cards.
So these are all the cards that I have received from the community, just to show the amount of cards that I have received from the community.
All of these cards have poured in from West Michigan prisons, businesses, friends, senior living homes, family, and perfect strangers.
Actually, one that struck out to me was this one. This card in particular, he had mentioned that his best friend had passed away in a car accident. He says, "I now count every single blessing." And he says, "I do my best to uplift others in this dark environment." And he says, "Hang in there, Connor. We are rooting for you. Heard your story on Fox 17 News. You are inspiring." This person says, "We have never had the pleasure of meeting you in person, but I have a feeling we would have become instant friends." This card right here says, "You are loved, you are cared for, you are important, you are needed, you are not overlooked, you are not forgotten." It says, "Get better soon. I'm so sorry to hear about your accident, but it's clear you've got a lot of people on your side, including me." And then he says, "Take care." And like, that's just like, it's super inspiring to know that.
Sounds like honey.
Yeah.
So Polly, you started, I know you're very humble about it, but you started all of this. What's it like for you seeing how many people send in cards?
Don't make me cry. And I prayed a lot for you. And when I was praying, I got the words that kind words are like honey. They're sweet to the soul and they're health to your bones. And so I was thinking that night when I was praying, I was like, well, what can I do to get him positive words? And, it was cards for Connor. And so that's what God put on my heart to do for you, because I just knew that you needed to be spoken into your life, because you're an amazing young man. I don't know you, but when I come in here, you make me feel comfortable and you're kind, and people need that in their lives.
Kindness. That's what all of this comes back to.
So I actually have "Be kind and loving" tattooed on my hands. It's definitely like my mantra, because like I don't really know what anyone else is going through. So to be nice, and like knowing that like this little cup of coffee like might actually make their day.
Kindness is what Connor showed to Polly to make an impact in her mornings. Kindness is what made Polly start Cards for Connor after Connor's accident. Kindness is what made perfect strangers write these cards of hope for Connor's recovery. So, have the cards helped?
I think it's helped tremendously.
It's good to know.
And just like, reading people's like words, like people I don't even know. I mean, just like to know people care. You can assume people care, but then to actually like have that like visible evidence like held in your hands, like knowing that people do is a way different feeling.
Connor's kindness has created a ripple effect throughout West Michigan.
I think you did a great job.
Now the local barista is working on getting healthy and being able to move well. He hopes to be brewing coffee at Sozo's again soon. But in the meantime, he'll be reading your cards and spreading kindness any way he can.
Just keep doing what you're doing. That's all.
Thank you for being the kind person that you are.
Thank you for making me feel like I mattered. You make people feel like they matter, and that's a good thing.
Pretty incredible.